Welcome, everybody, to the third edition of Voices of Champions. We are really thrilled that you could make it tonight. These are TED-style talks, 5 to 7 minute long talks about a topic that is interesting and important to each of our speakers. We don't set a theme. We let each of the speakers decide what they would like to talk about. These talks came up as a result of out of the pandemic, and that we have a number of athletes from around the US, around Canada, and around the Caribbean who are trained to be global messengers or public speakers. And we found that another opportunity to practice their skill set, just like you would if you were practicing a sport. You want to make sure you don't get rusty and you keep your skills up. And so we wanted to present this opportunity quarterly during the year so that athletes from a variety around the North American program could present their skills and present a 5 to 7 minute talk. So as I said, this is the third iteration, and we will have another one coming up in November, and I'll share that date with you at the end of this slideshow. So first up tonight, as I said, this is a North American program. So we are going to the lovely island of Barbados, and we are going to welcome Kelvin Layne from the Special Olympics Caribbean program. Kelvin is going to kick off his speech in just a minute as soon as Daniel unmutes him.
Hi, good night, everyone. My name is Kelvin Layne. I'm an athlete, Special Olympics coach. I'm from Barbados. First of all, I would like to say I'm grateful to join this program, and it's very helpful. It's also entertaining, and it also gives me a better perspective on what I'm going through and what I'm doing to help me get further into the games on which I'm participating and helping others to participate in the games. This is a little speech that is about me so that I can introduce to you about myself. My name is Kelvin Layne. I was trained in different disciplines where I was trained into bocce, I was trained into floor hockey, I was also trained into track and field, and I also teach and train other students where I coaches into schools. I also am I'm an official which are international or national games where I am the softball coach and official. I also teach bocce. I also teach floor hockey as well. I had attended the floor hockey match which took place in Canada. This is back in 1977. No, 1997 games, winter games, where where we had to place the host country, and we actually beat Canada 5-love. It was difficult at first, but we were the only team that actually beat Canada. It was very at that moment when we did that, it was very inspiring that we get so far, but it was very exhilarating as well. Um, I also, in my spare time, I also am into web designing. I'm also into graphic designing as well. Um, I also teach. I also help others into learning, teach others, sometimes teach others how to do graphics. Um, and also learning how to do different graphic designing in the spare time. Things was a bit hard due to the COVID-19. So what had happened is that Roger, they assisted me in terms of getting a computer from the office to assist me in terms of helping me develop my abilities and talent in terms of doing a lot of graphic designing and learning me how and further my knowledge in what I wanted to proceed and doing. Um, it has been difficult due to the COVID-19. It has not been as easy as some may say, but I'm trying to cope. I also learning how to better my skill and better myself into getting my skills out there and helping others and stuff. Um, I also trying to learning how to have how to create websites. And my main goal is if I do able to get to that stage where I could create a website, I could at least put that news of knowledge to help others like Special Olympians to get out there to let people see the skill and whatever they are capable to do, that they can reach out there, that is no limit to what they can do, and get out there, and show the world that there is more than what you can do as a Special Olympian, but you could do absolutely more. Sky's the limit, and let people see that. Don't allow your skill to be dummy down. Then don't let it be down. Let it be raised. Reach for the stars. Reach for the goal, because you're more than who you are as a person. That's my main goal. Um, in terms of getting um everything that I'm doing right now, it will take time, but at the end of the day, I'm going to try to get to reach my goal no matter what. Um, I on I also um being maybe one day maybe able to host a game of myself where I could get people to officiate. Where I can officiate a game of my own, and maybe I could get those things to be put together and get there. But so far, things have been going great. It's gonna take a little time, but I'm gonna get where I supposed to get. Um, so that is my full input on who I am and what I planning to do, or what the game is all about. Um, I have get a very good um, help from Roger, which is my person who looks after me. He's the Special Olympic coordinator. He helps me and helps me to officiate games and help me to understand what I need to do. And he has given me a good sense of knowledge on what I supposed to do and what I'm not supposed to do. And I'm really grateful for that, because there's certain things that I see, and then at first it was difficult, but he helped me to get to that stage, and he helped me to understand certain knowledge and stuff. So I basically I'm really grateful for that, and the help from others, and it's been going great, and it's a wonderful feeling where you could absolutely give back what you have been taken into. So I just want to say thanks to everything on that level, but that's who I am, and that's what my skills about me, and that's what I would like to do so
Great.
far.
All right. Thank you, Kelvin. I think
Okay, thank you.
very well done. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to work with you and Roger and Lorna. It's to make this happen. And if you take some time and you look in the chat, you'll see that there's lots of people here on this call who are planning a athlete retreat to to Barbados.
Wow. Wow.
So,
Awesome. This is
yeah,
a smart.
yeah, you're making friends.
Yeah. Wow.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna thank you, Kelvin, for coming on, and just I want to reiterate our appreciation of the Special Olympics program in the Caribbean and specifically Barbados today for all their work. It is nice that we are together on this, that Canada and the United States and the Caribbean, all of us part of Special Olympics North America are here together, and that's the way we all grow and become better. So really appreciate that. So next up on our speakers list is Tim Taggert. Tim joined Special Olympics in 1991. He has earned numerous recognitions, including Athlete of the Year, State and Area, Outstanding Service for Outreach, State and Area, and the Taggert family has also won the Family of the Year in Texas. So Tim continues to compete year-round in numerous sports and enjoys them all. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Tim Taggert.
Good evening. Thank you for inviting me to speak with you today about my involvement with Special Olympics Texas. My name is Tim Taggert, and I'm an advanced global messenger for Special Olympics Texas. I have been trained to advocate the benefits of sports training and competition. Special Olympics Texas offers year-round sports training and competition in 22 Olympic-style sports for people with intellectual disabilities all around the world. First, let me tell you a little bit about myself. I was a normal boy growing up. I was a little cocky, and I thought I had all the answers. I competed in Pop Warner football and Little League baseball, where I excelled at both. When I was 15 years old, my world came to a screeching halt. I was involved in an automobile accident. My parents were told I would not live through the night of the accident. I sustained a traumatic brain injury, broke my jaw, and I was in a coma. 6 weeks later, when I woke up from the coma, I had total amnesia. I didn't recognize my family, nothing. I felt like my whole life had been erased. I was like a little boy, a little baby in an adult body. I had to relearn how to walk, how to talk, and even how to eat again. After 4 months in the hospital, I was released to go home and start my new life. I wasn't sure what that meant. I went back to school in special education, and that was a difficult time for me. I talked different, looked different, and everything seemed to be going in slow motion. I couldn't remember my friends, where my classes were, or my teachers. The administrators and teachers didn't know how to deal with me, and I certainly didn't know how to deal with them either. And my friends didn't understand why I was different. They didn't want to be around me anymore. Well, with a lot of support, I did graduate from high school. And I didn't have a life or a future. 2 years later, my life turned into a different direction once again. I joined Special Olympics Texas, and it's been a wonderful experience. And that has been the saving grace of this whole ordeal. I can once again compete competitively in sports that I played before my accident, and I have learned a lot of new ones. I've competed in athletics, basketball, bocce, bowling, cycling, flag football, golf, softball, soccer, table tennis, and unified sports. I played basketball and flag football and soccer with my sister, and golf and softball with my dad, and bowling with my mom and my aunt and cousin. It is really a family affair. With the support of Special Olympics Texas, athletes like myself are all able to compete all around the world. In 1999, I was chosen as part of Team USA to compete in tennis at the World Games in North Carolina, where I won a gold medal. And in 2003, I was one of the 7,000 athletes from all over the world selected to compete in the World Games in Dublin, Ireland. I competed in table tennis where I won this gold medal. The Special Olympics arranged for a host family to help my family while we were in Ireland. They invited us over to their house for dinner. In order to make us feel at home, they purchased a Willie Nelson CD and played it during dinner. Willie's not my favorite, but it's the thought that counts. And through Special Olympics, I've been given many opportunities. Several years ago, my dad and I were on a television commercial. It took 8 hours to shoot the commercial. It only lasted 30 seconds on TV. And I was a featured extra in the movie The Ringer. Everyone on the set was so accommodating to all the needs of the athletes, from the producers for the Party Brothers to the movie stars, including Johnny Knoxville. It took 4 months to shoot the film that lasted only an hour and a half at the movie theaters. I guess that's showbiz. And my picture was on a billboard in Austin, Texas. And that's a scary feeling to look up and see your face staring back right at you. I traveled all over Texas, Nebraska, and California sharing my story. Through sports, athletes like myself see ourselves for our ability, not our disability. Our world is open up to acceptance and understanding. We become more confident and empowered by our accomplishments. We are finding success, joy, and friendships with other athletes all around the world, and we're having fun. During the COVID-19 pandemic, the SOTX staff offered virtual global messenger and health messenger training, and that I have been a part of. As the president of the Area Alps Leadership Council, I have stayed in touch with my members by forming a weekly phone tree and emailing any updates to all of them. Now, just look at the athletes do before every competition. I'd like you to join me in reciting the Special Olympics Texas Athlete Oath. Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt. Thanks again for giving me the opportunity to share my story and my accomplishments with Special Olympics Texas.
Thank you, Tim. Excellent speech. Oh, so very good. What a breadth of experience you've had, and what it would be pretty intimidating seeing yourself on a billboard, wouldn't it? Yeah, but what a great resume, and I know you're not done, so still lots of stuff to do and accomplish. So really appreciate you being on tonight. That was wonderful. So so now we're going to take you to north of the border, at least the American border. So Janet Charchuck is a young woman from Prince Edward Island, Canada. For those of you who are geography buffs, that is pretty much the most eastern part of Canada. She is a motivational speaker, self-advocate, and active community member. She was one of the founding members of VATA, which stands for Voices at the Table for Advocacy. It's a self-advocacy group with the Canadian Down Syndrome Society, where she chaired the committee for several years and retired after her 10-year term. Wow. Her speaking engagements have taken her across Canada, in the USA, and even Trinidad and Tobago. Currently, Janet is Canada's representative with Down Syndrome International. She is involved in creating webinars, doing trainings, and making presentations that are viewed worldwide. We are honored to have Janet Charchuck with us tonight. Janet.
So 20, 30, 40 years ago, you would not have seen me. You would not have heard about me. I would have been a family secret, kept behind closed doors, isolated and limited. Back then, no one expected anything of me. Now things have changed. Now I have begun to meet my potential. Doors are open. Who am I? I am a high school graduate. I am a motivational speaker. I am a trusted employee. I am a pet owner. I am a pageant winner, Miss Friendship. I am a loving daughter, and I am a helpful sister. I am a loyal friend and girlfriend. I am a special Olympian. I am a self-advocate, a 10-year member, and a past chair of VADA with the Canadian Down Syndrome Society. And I was the past president for PEI People First. I am the Kansas rep for Down Syndrome International. Yes, I have Down syndrome. It is part of who I am, but it does not define me. I would like to know that I feel very privileged and happy about speaking this evening as a voice of a Canadian champion in a speaker series. I have lots of life experiences where I feel like I am a champion, and I will share some of those stories with you. I am going to talk to you about my journey in Special Olympics and how it has helped me to be where I am today. I will highlight some of my accomplishments and my leadership roles. I will also share some other things I'm involved in my community. But first, how did I get involved in Special Olympics? Well, as a young child, I was involved in sport in my community, in rec programs or school sports. Then when I got to junior high, things got very competitive, and you had to be a top-notch athlete to be on a team. So I was just a spectator at my sister's and my brother's sports. Then along came Special Olympics. My first sport was snowshoeing. I finally had sports to play at my skill level, and I met new people and had lots of fun, making new friends and playing sports. Since then, I've been involved with community and competitive sports of all kinds. They include swimming, softball, golf, and bowling, track and field, snowshoeing, and bocce. There really isn't a sport I don't like. Now a bit about my accomplishments with Special Olympics. I have lost count of how many medals I have won, but I will give you some highlights. I have attended events at provincial, national, and world levels. Swimming first. I was selected to be on Team PEI at the Canada Summer Games in 2001, and then again in 2005. In 2001, I made history for being the first group of Special Olympians who got to compete with regular athletes in the Canada Summer Games. Even though I did not win medals, I did get personal bests in my events. Now, bocce next. If you are not sure what it is, I would describe it as a cross between bowling and curling. It is a great summer sport, and you can play it almost anywhere, in the yard or at the beach, and so on. And people at all skill levels can play. Even during the pandemic this past year, we were able to play bocce, and I was so glad to have a summer sport. I represented my province at PEI at the Nationals in Antigonish, Nova Scotia in 2018, and I won a silver medal. Now for snowshoeing. Well, that is the sport I started with, and it has been my most competitive. I was very proud to be selected on Team Canada at the World Winter Games in Austria in 2017. And even more proud to stand on the stage to get a gold medal in my 100-meter race. Later that year, Team Canada traveled to the national capital, Ottawa, and we were recognized by the Prime Minister in Parliament. Besides sports, Special Olympics has given me many leadership opportunities. I have been involved with emceeing the awards for many years. I am a spokesperson for Special Olympics, as I have been interviewed for newspapers, radio, and TV. Even made some commercials. I am also a mentor and a coach, helper. And most recently, I've been involved with the Athlete Leadership Academy, completing courses in the public speaking and health messenger. So my journey with Special Olympics since my junior high days, over 25 years, either in sports or in leadership opportunities, has brought me to where I am today. And where is that? Well, I live on my own, in my own apartment, and I volunteer 2 days a week at a pre-K program. I live a healthy lifestyle by being active in my community, working out at the gym, doing yoga, and eating healthy. I am a self-advocate, a past member and chair of VADA with the Canadian Down Syndrome Society, the past provincial chair of People First, and currently the Kansas rep for Down Syndrome International. I am a motivational speaker. I have spoken to self-advocates, teachers, lawyers, parents, medical professionals, and government leaders. And all across Canada and the USA, and even as far as Trinidad and Tobago. And a couple of other things I've been involved in. I have spoken at the provincial legislature about getting a bill passed to declare March 21st as Down Syndrome Awareness Day in my province of PEI. I worked for Google on Project Understood, where I donated my voice to train Google personal assistants to recognize diverse speakers. This is to help all people to use voice recognition technology. Also, with Down Syndrome International, I have taken part in creating and presenting webinars on topics such as inclusive participation and effective supports so all people regardless of their abilities, can take part in activities and community groups. In my most recent project that I'm involved is a tester for an app and a Fitbit for Project Mindset. And that is a research project out of the UK looking at the relationship between exercise, both physical and mental, and brain health. So those are some of my stories about my life. I started with, who am I? I think I am a champion in my own life. And a champion is an advocate for others who may not be able to speak up for themselves. Thank you very much for letting me be a part of this evening.
Awesome, Janet. That was amazing. So you have accomplished so much. It is what a pleasure to hear your accomplishments and to see them along with your slideshow. Fantastic. I saw one of those slides in Washington, D.C. I am based out of Special Olympics, Maryland. Next time you're down here, make sure you email, and it would be an honor to take you out for a coffee. So it would be.
Never heard?
So great to have you with us tonight. What a pleasure again. So everyone, that's Janet Charchuck from Prince Edward Island, Canada. All right, we're going to move on to our next speaker, Annu Singleton. Annu is a multi-sport athlete. If I had to list all the sports that he does, we would be here till 9 o'clock. But he is a multi-sport athlete who has been at the very front of our athlete leadership program from the beginning, when we really took charge of it about 6 years ago. He is an advocate for human rights, an advocate for Special Olympics athletes in his community, within Baltimore City, and he is a global messenger, certified athlete leader, and generally, well, I forgot to say, somewhat of a media star with many commercials under his belt. So I would like to now introduce you to Special Olympic Maryland's Annu Singleton.
Greetings. My name is Annu Singleton. I am a Special Olympics athlete from Baltimore, Maryland. Today, I'd like to talk to you about experiencing inclusion and what that means to me. To me, it means you include something or someone that important or means more to you than anything in the world. For instance, you can say your family or your friends or even someone you love and care about the most. When I'm participating with Special Olympics and see my friends and fellow athletes, I see my true family. They always treat me like I'm one of their own, and I always treat them like they are one of my own. They always have my back more times than I can count. Last year, I became a member of the DEI task force team for Special Olympics. In this group, we discuss how Special Olympics Maryland can stand up against racism. The good Lord brought me into this world not to make enemies, but to make friends with people regardless of their race, religion, or ability level. I also joined this team to help remind everyone what Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. taught us. And that is, we need to get along and be friends with people regardless of their race. And I want to continue spreading Dr. King's message around the community. Dr. King would want us to live together as one, and I hope to carry on his legacy. My mom taught me that no matter where I go, I should always be friends with people. I try to always put a smile on people's face when I'm in competition or participating in an athlete leadership event. I enjoy going around and telling my stories to people because I want to be everyone's friend and hope that everyone likes me for who I really am. A kind-hearted, funny athlete who spreads joy. Years ago, while I was still in school, I was living in a homeless shelter and random hotels because I have no permanent home. But despite how hard this was, it taught me that I can always give something back to the community and always have hope and faith. From then on, I decided to give back and be appreciative on what life offers me. That's why I've decided to volunteer at the Thanksgiving dinner event every year in November because I want to give back and do something good for the community. I always want to invite my fellow athletes, friends to see how rewarding it is to do something good for the community. Doing good things for people like serving them food or donating clothes to a local shelter is much better than any award. I've learned that no matter where you live, a little bit of time and volunteering can make a big difference. I want to continue helping people any way I can. I'd also like to travel to different places to make friends and tell my story and continue keeping Dr. King's dream alive. When I see people around me, I see my friends. When I meet different Special Olympics athletes around the world, whether they're from the UK, China, or Australia, I don't want them to be afraid of me or see me as an enemy. I want them to see me as their friend. That's my dream. I would love to meet different athletes around the world, be friends with them, tell them my story, and ask them what experiencing inclusion means to them. Also, to me, I feel like everyone should be included in something by giving them a chance. In my own heart and eyes, disabled or not, people should never get left behind. I feel like people should feel welcome in their arms, no matter where you work or live at, even if you're at sporting events. Plus, for another meaning of experience, to me, it means everyone should get a chance to try something if they put their heart and minds into it. It's like you want people to learn from you by passing down the knowledge and experience your family and friends by giving them advice and helping them any way they can. Plus, in my own words, by working and living together as one, that's how we can always get the job done. Surely that is what inclusion in Special Olympics is all about. Plus, no matter if you're disabled or not, everyone is accepted as they are, and everyone feels like they are heard and they are valued. Also making sure to include everyone. And also, inclusion represents an ongoing act of acceptance and kindness. Always remember this. Never let anyone doubt you. Never let your disability keep you from following your dreams and goals. Never give up on yourself. Always believe in yourself, just like your family and friends believes in you. And whenever you're at work or at sporting practice, always remember the two words throughout your everyday life: experience and inclusion. And always remind yourself, what does the words mean to you in your own heart? Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Annu. Very powerful stuff. Really Appreciate that you could be part of this show tonight, and it's so just because maybe I'm a bit of a home crowd guy. I always always appreciate all you've done for Special Olympics Maryland. Well done. It was a wonderful speech. So, all right, everybody, that is Annu Singleton from Maryland. All right. Ian is a Special Olympics Hawaii athlete who competes in swimming, basketball, softball, and is an assistant coach for the track and field team. Since COVID, he has participated in the Special Olympics Hawaii Zoom workouts, challenges, and dances. He is a Special Olympics Hawaii Global Messenger and a Toastmaster. He was elected to the Special Olympics Hawaii Board of Directors in February. Ian enjoys helping with fundraising events for Special Olympics Hawaii, and especially as a co-MC. And we are lucky enough to have Ian with us tonight. Please welcome Ian.
Aloha, my name is Ian Kahalewai. Who here has a disability? I do, and that's what I want to talk to you about. I've been diagnosed with an intellectual disability, ADHD, and generalized anxiety disorder. Every one of us has trouble doing something. My disabilities have given me more challenges than most, but I have found that if I work hard, I can get better at some things that I enjoy. I have also learned not to be ashamed of who I am. My disabilities made it hard for me to learn in school. Grade school was very hard for me. Because I was different, I had no friends. No one would partner with me on projects except the teachers. A few of the kids would tease and bully me. I felt that the teachers and aides were always scolding me, and I still don't understand why. I felt like I was always in trouble. Once, one of the kids convinced me that he would be my friend if I said a bad word. That got me sent to the principal's office, but I still had no friends. Another boy smashed my hand in between desks and bullied me for years. At first, I would tell on him, but then he would threaten to hurt me more if I would tell. Because of this, I became very withdrawn in school. I hate to remember this time because it still makes me sad. When I was in middle school, I joined the Special Olympics Hawaii Mighty Duck team. Coach Denise was one of my teachers in grade school, and she had suggested that my parents had me try it. There, I met other kids like me and made many friends. I not only trained and competed with them, but we also went to the movies and on hikes together. In high school, many of my teammates were also my classmates. It was great to have friends at school. When I joined Special Olympics Hawaii, I started in track and field. I learned that I could run fast. I also found that I was very competitive and worked hard to win those gold medals. There were some fast runners on my team, and they inspired me to try harder. I wanted to beat all of them, even if they were older and bigger than me. I beat all of them but one. I was able to beat him in practice sometimes, but never quite beat him in a competition. But I came close. This started giving me self-confidence and helped to build my self-esteem. It was great to find something I was good at. Next, I tried softball. I didn't like catching fly balls, but I could hit the ball and throw well. At first, they put me in the outfield since I could run fast and throw the ball all the way to infield. But I wanted to play infield. I worked hard to overcome my fear, and now I'm able to catch fly balls. I still don't like it, but I do it. Now I can play infield and outfield. I go wherever the coaches need me. Basketball was the next sport I tried. I enjoyed shooting baskets, but not playing defense. I don't like playing defense because I don't want to get hurt or hurt someone else. I'm getting better at playing defense, but it's still a challenge for me. It's a work in progress. The hardest sport for me was swimming. From the time I was 3 years old, I took swimming lessons off and on. As hard as I tried, I could not do it. Finally, 4 years ago, it clicked. I'm able to swim the length of the pool down and back, and I've gotten so many gold medals in my competitions. It pays to not give up. When I was in grade school, I was afraid to talk in class when the teacher would call on me. In middle school, I would be petrified to talk in front of the class. After my success in Special Olympics Hawaii, I started to gain self-confidence. In high school, I was finally able to talk in front of the class. My mom signed me up for Toastmasters training to help me become more comfortable speaking. I had seen how my former teammate was able to introduce the teams at competitions and speak at conferences, and I wanted to be able to do it too. She didn't tell me she had signed me up until right before we walked into training. She knew it would make me anxious, but she knew it could help me. She was right, and now I love speaking to people in the community about Special Olympics. I have made more friends in Toastmasters and have been inspired by people like Alice Webb and Renee Manfredi. They have talked about not being ashamed of their disabilities and being proud of who they are. Toastmasters has allowed me to talk on the radio and talk to Hawaii Five-0 TV star Scott Kahn. I've enjoyed Toastmasters so much that I started taking acting lessons here at Diamond Head Theater. I love entertaining people. I hope one day I'll be good enough to be on a TV show with Scott Kahn. I plan to keep learning and improving. Did you know your brain keeps developing until you're 25? My doctor told me that for people who have ADHD, like me, their brains keep developing until they are 30. Even after that, you can continue to learn for the rest of your life. So I'm gonna keep working on it. I was looking for a job since the last 2 places I worked didn't work out. Now I have found a job where I live that I like. It is at a place called Fresh on 10th. My neighbor, Michi Holland, owns a cafe in Queens Hospital and a kitchen here in Kaimuki. The kitchen is where I work. I help cook. I prep food and wash dishes. I help cook rice, saute onions, and chop vegetables. I'm learning new skills all the time. I've worked there for almost 3 years and still enjoy it. Even though I have a disability, I have learned and accomplished so much. I have found that when you believe in yourself and that people who believe in you work hard and not give up, you can accomplish a lot. I am not ashamed of my disability or who I am. Everyone should be proud of who they are. Mahalo.
Thank you, Ian. Great job. Fantastic. What a great story, and what a great message for everyone. Never give up, right? Never give up. All right. So that's Ian joined us from Hawaii. What time is it in Hawaii, Ian?
It is 2 o'clock.
All right. So we didn't get you up too early. That's good. All right, everybody. So that's Ian. Great to have Ian with us. We are going to go to our next speaker. Next to our talks is Lynna Hodgson from Special Olympics, Missouri. Lynna is a multi-sport athlete who loves to listen to music, taking photos, and being with her whole family and her dogs. Please welcome Lynna.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lynna Hodgson. I'm a Special Olympics Missouri athlete, athletic leader, health messenger, and a global messenger. Today, I would like to talk about my story of being a health messenger. In the summer of 2018, I was coming back from the Special Olympics National Games in Seattle, Washington. When I came back from that trip, I found out that I got accepted to be trained as a health messenger in Washington, D.C. I was very happy and nervous at the same time. I was nervous because I didn't know what to expect. I was happy because it was something new. I learned so much when I was trained. I couldn't wait to get started into some new projects. I got my certificate saying I finished my program, and I got my health messenger shirt, which I'm wearing today. Once I returned from the trip, I started to work on my program, which is homework. I decided to talk to some of the athletes in Missouri about being healthy. As time went by, I figured out I want to help my fellow athletes and help them to be healthy too. So I started to share Wellness Wednesdays on my social media accounts. I even start a 6-week exercise classes through Zoom, which I call SOEC. That stands for Special Olympics Exercise Class. In fact, I'm finishing my 3rd session. Once I got to the place where I miss my team, Missouri team family, I miss them, and didn't have monthly trains because the USA games were over. I noticed my health wasn't the same, and I want to change it. Not because I'm a health messenger, but I want to change because I want to be healthy inside and outside of me. So I decided to hire a personal trainer that year. I had a personal trainer for 8 weeks, and those 8 weeks changed me. I could breathe easier because I have asthma. I could do more, I could run faster. After that day, I decided I want to be an example to my fellow athletes and be a better me. I'm not going to lie, the health journey wasn't easy, but that's how life works. You can decide to go past it and walk through it, or just stop because it's too hard. I choose to go past it and work through it. After that experience, I found out that I had a passion for helping others and helping an organization I love, Special Olympics Missouri. I even start a Wellness Wednesday group with my fellow health messengers in SOMO, which is Special Olympics Missouri. After being a health messenger for 4 years, this experience has opened my eyes about my surroundings, about health, and how I want to help my fellow athletes. So with that, I want to say thank you for listening to me and my health story. If you'd like to reach out to me, please feel free to email me. Thank you again.
Thank you, Lynna. We really appreciate you coming on. It's so nice to have you join our speakers list, and what a great speech. And I love your emphasis on fitness. I may have to call a personal trainer now myself. So. But I know I'm going to have to work through some things. I'm good. I'm prepared. I'm mentally prepared for this. But really, so excellent to have you with us and joining the Voices of Champions. So next up, we'd like you to meet Shawn Hinz from Special Olympics, Oregon. Shawn is a multi-sport athlete and multimedia star. Some say he is the Jay-Z of Special Olympics, but I think Jay-Z is the Shawn Hinz of America. So he is a global messenger and currently teaches classes to other SO Oregon athletes. Please welcome Shawn to the show.
I believe that everyone here has the potential to be great, to be someone that people look up to, because everyone here has a talent, a passion that they may or may not even know that they have to share to the world. And I know that everyone here wants great things to happen in life that we can all smile back on. But I believe that great things can only happen if we support each other, no matter what differences, different opinions, belief, race, or heck, or even if we come from a different planet, because when it comes down to it, we are all human, and only great things happen when those are supported by each other. So let today be the day where we come together as a community and open the doors to new and exciting opportunities. I promise you that life will be so much better when we come together. And today, I hope by the end of this, you will hopefully be inspired, or maybe even learn something about yourself and maybe change your way of thinking and lead a great and awesome life. As a little kid, I never really fully understand that I was a person with intellectual disabilities. I really never knew that I was diagnosed with ADHD, cerebral palsy, sensory processing disorder, auditory processing disorder, spina bifida, fetal alcohol syndrome, and many other things that I was labeled by doctors. So at the time as a little kid, I never really embraced my disabilities. All I knew is that I wanted to fit in with the other kids. Like a bad gut feeling. that I was different from the rest of my classmates. And because of that, I knew that living with intellectual disabilities had the opportunity of being picked on or taken advantage of. So I put a mask that wasn't me, a mask that covered up who I truly was. I was so good at hiding my disabilities that if you were to meet me as a little kid, you wouldn't even know that I had intellectual disabilities. You would have seen just a regular average kid. So going through grade school, through middle school, there were so many times that I was picked on, taken advantage of, and I was called names, shoved, and many things that I can't recall in the past because I buried all the negative memories behind me. And on top of all of that, it was difficult to keep up with school. And it wasn't that I hated school. I loved learning, but having intellectual disabilities, it just made it harder to keep up with all my classmates in school. And it became even harder after having all those 13 major surgeries every year. But to be clear, I'm not here today for all of you to take pity on me, nor am I here to highlight all the negative things that has happened to my life or to bore you that I'm just telling you that life can be worse, because that's not all true. I know that everyone in this room has been through difficult things that they had to overcome. Everyone around you with and without disabilities has been through things that they had to overcome. But my life isn't as bad as it sounds, and yours doesn't have to either. You can still move forward because I kept moving forward. And because of that, this is now. My name is Shawn Hinz, and I'm 22 years old. I live in Corvallis, where I'm a student at Lynn Community College here in Oregon, and I work at the coolest jobs that I never thought that would be able to work at. I've competed at the national level in Florida in Science Olympics and Sounds of Music with my brother, and got 15th place out of every state in the US. I'm also a swimmer for Special Olympics who have won 52 gold medals, including 2 gold medals that I won at the 2018 Special Olympics USA Games in swimming. And I've won the 2017 Nike Lou Birch Special Olympics Award at the Nike headquarters, and won the 2015 High School Talent Show, which now has 1.6K views on my YouTube channel. And the most awesome thing that ever happened in my life was being adopted at 6 months out of the Marshall Islands by my incredible parents, Kathy and Steve Hinz, as well with the younger brother, 2 pet black labs, and our newly pet family member, a yellow lab, Raji. So you see, I am very fortunate to, although having all the negative things that are a part of my life, I also have the great things that has happened in my life. A lot of people all the time ask me, Shawn, how are you the person that you are today, and what have you learned so far in life? And here is my answer. Growing up, I've always been a positive, outgoing guy, despite putting on a mask at a younger age. And I'm always thinking positively and smiling, even when I'm picked on or going through a difficult time. Having a positive outlook for me has not made my life what it is today, but had the ability to spread to others. Back then, all I wanted to be is normal, to be a person who can live without intellectual disabilities. But today, I take it as a blessing. And I'm glad that I've gone through things that I've been through. And I think it made me more confident, and to realize that that I was made to be true to myself, and that it's okay to stand out from the crowd. And having disabilities, I think, is what makes up for all of my positive outlook on life and what got me here today to this very moment. Let today be the day where we come together as a community and stop all the negativity, exclusions, discriminations, because again, having a positive outlook on life will really help. And so today, I'm asking you not just to show those around you today in your life, but the world, and to show the world and others around you what it means to lead from the heart. The world is looking for leaders who value compassion, who value dignity and respect, and who value unity. You, all of you that are here today in this Zoom meeting right now, you are the leaders that the world needs at this critical time and moment. So show your classmates, your fellow teammates, your coaches, athletes, everyone, I mean everyone in this world, what it means to shower respect to your fellow human beings and to show the world what it means to choose to include, to show others where they see tension and fear, you show them togetherness. Some are seeing despair all around them and you show us joy. And where others see division, I'm asking you to show them love. And today and here on out, let there be pure hope, joy, admiration, inclusion, support, and positivity spread from me to you, to your fellow classmates, athletes, teachers, parents, friends, everyone. Your journey and everything you do will determine how bright and rich the future is ahead. And let today start with you. And let life be filled with laughter and smiles all around, because your dream is out there. So go get it. And let your greatest achievements, aspiration, inspire others. Choose to include now, today, and forever. Thank you.
Thank you, Shawn. Wow. Wonderful message. So many great messages in there. And I was following the chat along, and you have lots of people to be taking on that day and sharing your message. I think you've really touched some hearts and some created some action. So again, it's a pleasure to have you part of this talk. And everyone, you can find Shawn on many, as he said, YouTube and many other social media platforms. Please do follow him. I'm sure he will accept your requests if you tell him that you were on the show tonight. So thank you, Shawn. This takes us to our last speaker of the evening. But before I go to her, I just want to say thank you to all of our speakers. And for anyone who's on the call tonight, if you know of someone who wants to be part of these talks, please do not hesitate to give me a call or talk to someone you know and be part of this. I'm available on the Special Olympics North America Athlete Leadership site on Facebook. You can contact me there. But please, if you would like to get more involved, we would love to have more people on for our November show. So our next and last speaker, last but not least, Kaylee joined Special Olympics Illinois in 2010. She was trained as a global messenger in 2014 and as a health messenger in 2021. She was on the Special Olympics Board of Directors from 2016 to 2019. Kaylee participates in volleyball, basketball, flag football, bowling, bocce, track, field, softball, snowshoeing. She enjoys giving speeches and most of all, fundraising. Kaylee loves doing the polar bear plunge for Special Olympics. You may know Kaylee from the Be Kind with Kaylee show, but tonight she is here to speak to us about optimism. Please welcome Kaylee Mclaughlin.
Today is gone. Today is fun. Tomorrow is another one. This famous quote is from the late, great Dr. Seuss, who in March celebrated his 116th birthday in heaven. Good evening. I'm Kaylee Mclaughlin. I'm a Special Olympics Illinois athlete, global messenger, and health messenger. I'm here to share with you what optimism means to me. I'm also an athlete leader from Special Olympics Illinois. After researching the definition of optimism, I figured out that I'm optimistic. Courage, faith, and bravery, all of these are shown, taught, practiced, and part of Special Olympics for me. I joined Special Olympics. My team is the Warren County Falcons. In 2010, the second sport I tried was volleyball. I went to practice and games year after year. I just kept going, trying to hit the ball, having fun with my friends, and smiling. In 2014, 4 years later, I hit that volleyball over the net. I was optimistic, and it finally happened. Special Olympics is about not giving up. It's about being brave in the attempt and being optimistic. In 2014, I was asked if I would be interested in being a global messenger for Special Olympics. This would involve traveling and giving speeches. Dr. Seuss said, if you never did, you should. These things are fun, and fun is so good. So, My mom and I traveled by train to Chicago. I received training and met tons of friends who I still have to this day. I discovered I love speaking about Special Olympics and wasn't afraid to stand in front of groups of people. Dr. Seuss said, a person's a person no matter how small. Let me tell you, I felt so small in 2016 when I stood on a field at a Quad City River Bandits game and gave an interview in front of all those fans. There was a man, a microphone, cameras, and me. I had the faith I could do it, the courage to do it, and optimism that I would be good. I knew I could do it and was so excited. I had to be brave in the attempt, and it was a hit, a home run. A couple years later, I gave a speech at Special Olympics Summer Games to a crowd of over 10,000 people, and I never smiled bigger. I was optimistic, and I did it without a hitch. In 2016, I was approached about joining the Special Olympics State Board of Directors. I had a phone interview with Dave Breen, the CEO of Special Olympics. I was nervous but optimistic that we would hit it off. A month later, Mom had to take me to Lisle, Illinois to meet the board. We had a meet and greet where I worked the crowd, introducing myself and shaking hands. Someone with a microphone asked me if I would like to stand up and tell about myself. Only because of the confidence that Special Olympics has given me was I able to stand up and talk. I talked about my hobbies, the sports that I participate in. That was really fun. The famous Dr. Seuss said, "Today you're you. That is truer than true. There is no one alive who is youer than you." I was brave and optimistic that I could do it, and I did it. In 2017, I went with the board of directors to Capitol Hill Day. I was optimistic, and I told my friends I was going to meet the governor. Oh, I did. I warmed my way up beside him and shook his hand, introducing myself, and got pictures with him. Special Olympics has made me brave and given me the courage to try what I want to try and not to be afraid. Another example of optimistic with Special Olympics for me is meeting Randy Freeze, our state representative. I wanted to invite Randy Freeze to my track meet in Monmouth. That was my goal. So at Capitol Hill Day, I went to his office and left my business card with a note with his secretary. After I returned back home, I sent him an email inviting him to my track meet. Guess who came to Monmouth? Yep, Randy came and had pictures taken with me. It was so exciting. Dr. Seuss said, "Don't cry because it's over. Smile because it happened." In 2017, I did my first polar plunge. I'm the girl that gets annoyed when Mom uses all the hot water at home. So plunging into icy cold water was not something I was excited about. I was invited to plunge with the Illinois State Police. My friend promised me an Illinois State Police t-shirt if I did it with them. So I got donations to plunge, and I did it, brave in the attempt. I had to be so brave in the attempt, but I was optimistic that I could do it. Jump in and somehow climb out, and I really wanted that shirt and to be able to say that I have done it. So I did, and I'm here to tell you about it today. Since then, I plunged several times a year. One year, I even raised over $10,000 in one plunge. I have story after story, successful ones and challenging ones, involving me and Special Olympics. I continue to try new things and to improve on what I do because of the faith, courage, and optimistic that Special Olympics has given me. I'm Kaylee Mclaughlin, Special Olympics Illinois athlete, global messenger, and health messenger. So today, I reach out to you asking you to check out Special Olympics in your state, in your area. Go to an event as a fan. Sign up to volunteer. Look into coaching. Special Olympics empowers people with optimistic. Our Special Olympics starts out with be brave in the attempt. That's what Special Olympics does for the athletes, for the volunteers, for the coaches, for the staff. It gives us the courage to be brave in the attempt. Thank you for your time.
Love it. So that is everybody. We have gone from Hawaii to Oregon to the Midwest to Barbados to Prince Edward Island. We have spanned so many miles. We would have frequent flyer points. Well, how lucky would we be? So thank you everybody for joining again, Voices of Champions. We will return in November. Again, if you're interested in becoming part of this, please let me know. And you can find or get a hold of me at the Special Olympics North America Athlete Leadership Facebook page. And if you have gotten an invite through Zoom, my email might be on there as well. So again, thank you to speakers. You guys did a wonderful job. What a variety of topics. So very important to hear all your perspectives. And everybody, enjoy your evening. And if you enjoyed tonight's show, please tell your friends. We would really love to grow our audience a little bit more. So take care, continue to lead the way, continue to inspire. Have a great night.